Hello everyone, welcome back to FTRL for the wet week of GT1. So it's their endurance week and they also have some rain around Autopolis this evening. So guaranteed rain this evening and it's going to be a chaotic, I feel. And I'm joined with the birthday boy himself, Mr. Blue Flag. Good evening.
Good evening. Is there a better way to spend a birthday evening? If you can't go out, on the lash.
Yeah, I mean, a wet week at Autopolis, you're definitely going to see some action, put it that way. Maybe not the action you usually want on a birthday, but yeah, you will see some cars spinning, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I've got two days of debauchery planned, so
this is a relaxed evening.
We'll have the chilled one tonight, yeah.
Right, okay, so qualifying, as it's the endurance week, is 15 minutes, I believe.
15-minute quali, yep.
And obviously at the moment it's bordering on between intermediates and wets by the look of the little bar. So Si, you might as well go through the bar and kind of explain a little bit. You know a little bit more about that than me, I think.
Yeah, so we unfortunately can't see a weather radar, so to speak, so we don't know whether the rain's coming, going, how intense it is. All we've got to go on is in the bottom left corner of our screen with the graphic on, we've got a little bar by where the tyre indicator is.
Yeah.
Split into 3 sections. Basically, if it's all the way up to the top, you're into full wet territory. In the middle, sort of intermediate, and if you're in the bottom bar, it's sort of a damp, greasy track, and you can probably get away with a slick tyre in that case.
It looks very damp at the moment, I must say. It is bordering on intermediate and wet, so most people are on inters. There's a couple of wet runners, I noticed. Pine is one of those. So already a bit of a mixed bag. As you can see, most of them, I'd say half are running traction this evening. Around about half are running, half aren't. Now, yeah, that is, I would have expected that, to be honest. I mean, it's bad enough in Group 3s for wet without being in some Group 2 cars. So yeah, there will be quite a few of them running one traction this evening, just to give them that extra bit of stability.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Aaron hasn't got his traction on, and he's drifting that Group 2 NSX round here. Yeah,
it is very, very damp. Look in here, this looks pretty awful. Ooh, Tom having a massive moment. You're going to see a lot of sliding when you're watching this evening. We already see quite a bit of sliding with the Group 2 cars. They're very twitchy, especially in the low gears. So I mean, this is going to be quite something to watch here. I mean, Autopolis is difficult in the dry, let alone in the wet. Pine is coming in, so I'm assuming he's coming in possibly for intermediates.
Yeah, I don't know how the whole tyre dynamic works in the wet. Do we treat it like Formula 1, where if it's a wet race you get free reign of tyre to start on, or is it you go out and quality that is what you're starting the race on? Are we sticking to that rule? Yeah,
I mean, I don't actually know at the time. I'm assuming you just pick whatever tyre you feel like, to be honest, for this kind of system. I mean, I know at some point it looks like it might get dry during the race, around about halfway, just after halfway. So I mean, we'll see how that pans out. Obviously, we do have one new driver this evening that we should mention. Callum, or as his username is on my screen, Malok M, but that is Callum. He is brand new, and what a debut week to have here.
Yep. Sean's taken an interesting tyre strategy. He's taken one out of my book and put the softs on.
Oh, he's round. Yeah, that's not quite dry enough.
Slick's not the tyre to be on right now, it would seem.
It's very much inters by the look of it. Like in terms of the bars and all that, it does look inters.
Yeah, I think the two BWTs of Pine and Witchell that started the session on the full wet and come in and put the inters on.
Yeah, good spot. So yeah, it does look like it's inters.
Whereas I think everyone else was on the inter to begin with.
I mean, we're going to see some times come in shortly. It's probably going to be about a 2-minute lap we're expecting round about here, or just less than 2 minutes. So Malok, he's going to be Callum. He's going to be one of the first round here. He's coming along the last corner now. Good evening, Peatman. I saw there was also Owen as well.
He's got Aaron across the line first.
58.4. 57.8.
Callum.
Yeah, that's a good lap from him. Owen's saying that if the rain carries on, the game's off tomorrow. 56.5 from D Smith. Oh, good lap from Chubbs. 55.4. Biggles in P2 as well. Good lap from the two Rebellion boys as well, up into FTRL Panda. 56.2. And Graham joins Captain Chubbs in the 55s, just behind, half a second. Ross, 2 minute 13. He's at a moment somewhere. It's getting very, very close now to being possibly on the bar.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of fluctuation in lap time here with the way the track's drying out.
I mean, Ross is now purple by 0.8 of a second. I mean, that is huge amounts. Does look like it's getting drier every lap, so it might be one of those sessions that you seem to get where the last person across the line might be having the best track conditions here at this point in time. I think we might be on dries by the end of this session, possibly. Derek's saying it's good Scottish weather. I can confirm that is very true. This is a summer's day for us around here at the moment.
Well, you say it's Scottish weather. It's been doing that down in the southeast today as well. Although it's been doing it in the southeast with brilliant sunshine at the same time, so yeah, make of that what you will.
Ross is 3.7 seconds purple, so I'm thinking that's telling you how quickly this track is ramping up. I mean, there is very much a drier line forming here on the circuit. I mean, I'm going to keep on with Ross here because I mean he's massively purple. So there we go. Callum 50.9. That's 5 seconds quicker than the previous lap. 49.3. That shows you 5-6 seconds movement, and we're getting very close, I think, to dry tyres here already. 50.2 from Chubbs.
Is Aaron taking the gamble, or is he going for another set of inters?
I think he might be going. He might be. Oh yeah, he's off soft.
He's off it.
Right, here we go. Right, let's go on board. Will's in as well. I think it's already gone on to. Maybe it's not quite.
Well, the problem you've got is the pit exit.
Yeah,
the pit exit is still soaked because no cars are running on it, so there's no water being taken off of the
and
pit
he's having
exit.
to get out of the way.
It adds that too, because the pit lane that feeds into
15 minutes
the racing line
is quality. Yeah, exactly. It's not helpful. I mean, it will start to dry out, and it is continuing to dry out. The moment there.
What he doesn't want to do is go offline. Yeah,
because then your tyres are going to be soaking again and really cold, so you kind of want some heat in that tyre to get some traction. I mean, keep an eye on Tom. Let's see what he can do. 48.1 is currently pole position with Witchell, but there's no way that's going to stand. That's going to keep getting quicker, I suspect. SPY's not having a great time of it in the moment in quali. 2 minutes.
Even at the moment, Witchell's 3/4 of a second up.
Yes,
I mean he's best at the moment.
It's ramping up.
Got traffic.
Tom's drifting around that corner now, just under the bridge. Coming around to the final corner now. Final couple of corners, because technically there's that little kink at the end of this as well. Comes to the corner. That one there. There we go. He comes towards the line. It's going to be close. He is pole currently 48 flat for T Smith. Now what is Aaron doing? He's on his out lap.
Still on his out lap.
I don't think it's quite. Is that well round there? It is. I'm not quite sure it's soft yet. It's not. It's currently. It looks like it's getting a bit wetter again now with the bar.
It is. That bar's going up.
It's not going down anymore. It was going down considerably. Now it's starting to rain again as well. Look like the rain went off. But maybe have we seen the best track conditions? Well, Biggles is actually up through the first sector, so maybe possibly not. Maybe it's gonna. It's a very, very interesting session though to keep an eye on. Like in terms of the weather, it's changing every minute. It's not dries anymore. It's nowhere near. So I mean, I think Aaron and Will are gonna have to come back in here. It's nowhere near dries.
Yeah, it's possibly worth the gamble at the time that they came in.
Yeah, it started to look it was getting drier. SPY's round again. There comes Biggles round. And Biggles now 1.2 seconds down, so this is getting wet again. We're bordering on going back to wet tyres, I think. Gotten very wet again. Oh, Tom, round. Have we already seen the pole position time? There is a significant possibility that we may have already. If it keeps going like this...
That could well be it. What have we got? Just over 5 minutes of the session left.
Yeah, it looks very, very wet, doesn't it, at the moment?
Which is, what, maybe 2, maybe 3 laps worth of running?
And it is chucking it down again now, and I mean, I'm not seeing anyone setting green sectors. Oh, Pagani's round. He's at the wall. Witchel's nearly round as well. Oh, this is
yeah,
this is treacherous.
Biggers has gone round.
This is full wets. Oh, Ross is gone as well. Graham, they're all. Yeah, this is it. It's Colley's done, isn't it?
The intermediate tyre isn't coping with this, not one jot. So
Quali, it looks like it's over. It's wet now. It's comfortably wet, I would say now. Oh, there's Graham round as well. This just looks awful, doesn't it? Oh, it's Lee off as well now. Oh my god, this is just hilarious. I'm so glad I'm doing commentary, not racing in this. Oh, thank the Lord. We've got 2 weeks to prepare.
This has just become an aquaplaning session for the last couple of minutes, I think.
This has become a swimming pool, is what this has become. This is more like a water park than a racetrack at the moment in time. Yeah, when you're seeing Witchell, who looks like he's honestly driving on... In fairness, he is actually drifting as well on purpose, I think. But still, the point still stands. Oh, Pagani, he's tried to go... Oh, who's that? Sam Ross is just absolutely flew off, and looked like he just... It didn't break, and he just went flying off. Well, yeah, this is... I mean, to be honest, there's literally no chance anyone's improving in this. Not a chance. Look at the state of this.
Now, I know that qualifying tends to follow the pattern of the practice session, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, does that carry through to the race?
I don't know how it works with it. I mean, I know obviously they'll get set specific timing things for what's going to happen, and then there's a couple of random events near the end. I mean, it is absolutely soaking now. I mean, it is. I think you'd be better having a boat at this point in time. I mean, it's given them some practice, at least, but, yeah. Connor. Very true. Connor's just stated that the name Full Throttle Racing is now... Yeah, it's not kind of playing up to the title now. It's very much false advertising there. There's no one doing Full Throttle unless you're on the straight, to be honest. Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, it's not pleasant, is it, this? Got 2 minutes left.
We've got to endure this round a street circuit in 2 weeks' time. That's going to be that's going to be hilarity at its finest.
There's going to be a lot of wall bashing, isn't there? And that's the only thing with Autopolis. At least they don't have walls. In fairness, though, they've got a lot more flowing, tricky corners. I would suggest is the issue around here. There's a lot. I mean, that last sector's basically you're just constantly turning. There's no straights at all. It's just don't get any respite around here. And I mean, stuff got enough in the dry, let alone the wet. So I mean, we shall see how this pans out. But yeah, this last minute or so of quali is practically useless, and we might as well run through the order of what's going to be the end of quali. Tom's going to be on pole unless some majestic dryness occurs in the next 10 seconds, which isn't going to happen. Witchell P2, Pagani P3, Biggles, what a qualifying from him, P4. It's his highest by far this season, isn't it? From Biggles. Callum is P5. Good debut from him. What a tricky week to join. Ross P6. Chubbs is P7. Then comes Graham. Well, Aaron's in P10. SBY, Pine and Illegal. Well, and Aaron made a gamble for dry tyres, which certainly didn't work. And it did cost him, it cost them the best track conditions in the end up.
Pagani and Graham doing some synchronised grass cutting in the final sector. Pagani now giving Graham a front row seat at some drifting.
I mean, we are about to end qualifying, as here we go, final lap now.
15 minutes is up.
Oh, I mean, Witchell's in the pit, so it means we're going to have to run down this clock, doesn't it? Unfortunately. Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this is going to pan out at the start. What conditions we're going to get. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on what tyres will be best to go on. There could be quite a bit of pitting going on. We are expecting it to get dry, possibly. There are random elements which tend to be dry most often than not. So I'm expecting to see the full range of tyres, possibly. Wet, enters, dries, the full shebang this evening. So everyone's coming towards the end of their final lap. There'll be not a single improvement, no. But good experience in what is pretty torrential conditions. Can it get much wetter than this? I'm hoping not, for their sake.
Well, if it does get any worse than this, they'll need propellers.
Oh, Aaron said he can confirm he did not mean to press softs. Okay, okay. So he wasn't going for a bit of an audacious gamble, he was accidentally. I wonder if Will done the same. Probably. I would assume so.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going about.
I mean, to be fair, it's easily done. I mean, I overfueled by about, God knows, 10 litres last night, I think. I mean, not as much as a mess up as you had, unfortunately, but yeah, still messed up. But we'll not talk about that side. We'll just forget about that. Right?
No, we'll gloss over that.
Well, it never happened, did it? No.
No.
Biggles doing a beautiful pirouette. I hope everyone knows how to swim for this evening. Could be a few drownings happening. This rain gets any heavier. Might need some armbands.
Yes. Tonight's marshals and safety car are provided by the RNLI.
To be honest, I think the marshals need to be in a dinghy. If there's any crashes. Right, finally, there we go. We have ended qualifying. That felt like an eternity because there was no improvements, didn't it? Ah, God. Right, oh well, yeah. I've already ran through the grids. You got T. Smith on pole, Witchell P2, Pagani P3, Biggles an excellent P4, Callum with his debut P5, all the way down to the back. Don't think SBY, Pine or Lee really got a significant lap in. I think Aaron was the same, and Will. And everyone else got a significant lap in, but I don't think the bottom 5 actually got a lap in, really. Yeah. So
at least not a true representative lap.
Aaron has said there's 1 minute to select a tyre, so on the wet week you must be able to select the tyres that you want to start after qualifying, depending on how wet, because obviously the quali is, I think, some sort of random kind of weather, but the race is set in terms of they know their settings of what's going to happen roughly, and then obviously the random elements is random, so you don't know, but they do know roughly what they want to start the race on. So yeah, they have got a lot of opportunity on the wet week, which is very nice, thankfully. Otherwise, it would be chaotic. Marley saying, is this a jet boat race? Yes, the Thames boat race has changed. We're now at Autopolis for this year. So just while we're having this little break for a minute, for everyone to select their tyres. We've only actually got 2 weeks left now of the actual championship, for the kind of actual individual championship. Obviously you've got the final week as well for the team championship, but we've actually only got one more sprint week and then the final endurance week, and our season finale in GT2 is going to be wet, which is going to be beautiful, I'm sure. Right, here we go. Lining up on what is a very soggy looking Autopolis, and these cars are not going to be pretty off the line here. I think that's fair to say. 32 laps awaits them. It's going to be a very, very long race, this one. T Smith is going to start us off on pole. Full wet week in GT1, and it is lights out, and away they go, and they are crawling off the line here. Some are doing better than others. Biggles having a bit of a shocking start there. He's been jumped by a few people. T Smith though is leading into
a good start
turn
on the
one.
outside.
Down the inside, Witchell having a look. T Smith leads though, nice and safe through turn one. To be honest, down the field, a couple of squirmy moments, but very, very nicely done from them all. No one's off.
It's 5 so far.
Yeah, it's difficult to see who everyone is. Witchell down the inside.
The big send from Witchell.
Oh. Ross got a look now. What a start from him. As you said at the start, he's got the inside line for the next corner, but Witchell's going to hold it around the outside, which is the inside for the next corner. Oh, Witchell's very, very late on the brakes. Ross is going to be through unless Witchell. Ross is sideways as well in the background. There's Pagani P4, Biggles is in P5. He's battling with Callum. Oh, Callum's all squirmy though. Biggles is down the inside, so Biggles up to P5. Background, Captain Chubbs is going side by side with Pine, and they're still side by side. Pine then goes all the way around the outside of Callum as well, so he's up to P6, jumped up 2 places. In the background, Aaron's in P9, there's Lee in P10, then comes Graham, side by side with SBY down the inside of Graham. And still side by side through the hairpin. Still side by side, Graham seems to be winning out on that one. Up to P12 he goes. Tom still leads though a second from Witchell, then comes Ross. Then it's a battle between Pagani and Pine. They're going side by side. Pine very, very squirmy on the accelerator there. Oh, Pine's off. Oh! Absolute tack slapper from Pine. He's all over the shot here. Everyone appears to be on wet so far. Anything else got your eye sight so far? Biggles. He's in a big moment.
Yeah, like I say, just a lot of squirmy moments. There's a handful of them on full wets. Well, I say a handful. Pine, Lee.
Biggles and Lee.
It's just the two. Pine and Lee on wets. Everyone else has gone into.
Biggles has had a terrible start from Biggles, unfortunately. He started before, he's down in P9. He didn't get off the line great. He's struggling this opening lap though. He's going to have a look down the inside of Aaron into turn one, but then Leaco goes all the way around the outside. What a... Leaco broke so late there, and he's managed to get it turned down. He's overtook Biggles. Biggles is down to P10. Oh, Biggles is off! He's had a moment on the accelerator there, and he's down to P13. Oh, what a terrible opening lap from him. Oh, and so unfortunate. It's such a great call, Lee. Tom, 3.2 seconds away from Witchell. What a start he's had. Pine down the inside of Ross. He's pushing him wide. That was one way to get past someone. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt though, mind you. It is very, very tricky here. Ross, MP4 still then. Pagani's behind. And
Chubb's trying to get up the inside. He's got Aaron having a look at the outside.
Oh, who's that in the background as well? Leaco having a look. He's had a great start, Leaco. He's up to P8 now. He was down in P11 or P12. Start of this race. He's having a look around the outside of Aaron.
What a gaggle this is for P4.
It is. It's very, 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 very close. Pine is off. Pine looks very, very quick. He looks very, very... It looks like he's like throwing it into the corners. It seems to be sticking for him, and he's catching his teammate at a rate of knots at the moment. Very, very quickly. He's gained 6 tenths in a couple of corners.
different tyre, of course, for Pine, so maybe the wet the way to go for the first couple of laps here.
Possible. T. Smith is miles clear
Tom,
though.
I say Tom's
He's
4.5 seconds too good. He's away like a stabbed rat.
Aaron's had a good start as well. He's up to P6. He had a difficult quali, which tends to be a theme for Aaron this season, unfortunately for him.
It does, tough quality, and then goes forward in the race.
Yeah, he's had a very, very good opening lap. He had a bit of a squirm going at that last corner.
Lee's got a run at Callum.
And Chubbs has got a run on Aaron as well. Lee, is he down the inside?
Chubbs backs out, Lee's keeping himself there.
Good opening, a couple of laps from Lee though, he's doing well. Down the back end of the field though, Biggles is closing back, cut to the back of Well. He'll be hopeful that he can have a good recovery from here. He was very quick in quali, so hopefully he does well. Tom's now 5 seconds out, he's off. The wets are now, I would say, maybe not the tyre now to be on, looking at the marker on the bottom left.
Yeah, you can also see it looking at the track. You've got that drying line starting to form.
It's getting drier, isn't it? I mean, it's still wet, but it's getting drier. It's still very much enters in the moment, but until that drier line is forming. It's
done that thing in quali where they're now suddenly 4 or 5 seconds quicker.
Yeah, I noticed that. I mean, there was a couple of purples from the last second there. So it definitely looks like it's inters now, so Pine is going to have to hold out. I mean, Ross, he was gaining on Witchell rapidly in that first lap. Witchell has now moved a second clear, and Ross is catching him at a few attempts every single corner at this point in time. So Pine, has he made a mistake by going onto the wet tyres? He needs to hope that it suddenly becomes very, very wet.
I mean, if it does what it did in quali, he's in great shape. He's just got to hold it for a couple of laps.
Yeah, I mean, Tom is 6 seconds clear here. This is a demolition at the moment from Tom. This is very impressive. In the opening a few laps here. Pagani P5 then, Aaron P6, Chubbs is P7 as well. Then comes Callum, Lee, Graham, SBY, Well and Biggles at the back. But they're all within close proximity to each other, so it's a bit of a train behind.
Pine's starting to fall backwards.
Yeah, very quickly.
He's being rounded up by all the intermediate runners. He's getting very congested in the mid-pack.
It is nowhere near wets now, is it? It's very much enters. You can tell by the line. Yeah, Pine looks like he's possibly made a mistake at this early stage, but you never know. Maybe the weather's going to change in his favour at some point.
Oh, Lee's off.
Oh, he had such a good... Oh, he's off again. Oh, Biggles. Oh, getting past Will there. Up to P11. Yeah, unfortunately for Lee. Not great for him. There. He made a good start as well. Unfortunate. Pine is dropping like a stone for the field now. Down to P6, and he's got Chubbs right in his mirrors now. And he's going to be down to P7, P8 by the end of this lap. And Chubbs looking for a way past here. He's holding on for it at the moment, but it's going to be a matter of time here. I mean,
there he goes, he's gone.
I did think he took a lot of speed.
He got offline. He got into the wet part of the track on the outside. Just it's almost like catching the AstroTurf in the dry on some of these tracks.
Yeah.
Just dip a wheel into it and it just bit. Spat him off.
He took a huge amount of speed through that. I mean, he gained 3 tenths or something on Pine through that one corner, but it just looked like he took too much speed through it, and they end up out offline, and that was it. Unfortunately, can't afford to be offline.
Battle for third, fourth, fifth's getting spicy.
Yeah, I've just switched on board.
Ross.
People in P2 are off. It looks like it's got a tiny bit wetter again, would you say? Oh,
big twitch on Ross.
It's rain started falling again.
It's
going wet again now, isn't it?
it's getting wetter.
There we go, changing conditions here. So Pine has managed to hold P6 and he's going to start coming back at these three, I would imagine now. Oh, it looks so difficult, doesn't it? There we go, now we're getting very close. You can see Pine closing in the background. Car becoming ever larger. Pagani with a massive moment there on the curb. Pagani is very close now to Ross. Ross looks like he's struggling, doesn't it? Look, the people behind are coming. Pine, Callum are here.
They're all struggling.
Pine's, look how close
How
Pine is now.
much grip he had through there.
Pine is, oh look how it's very much wet now. Pine down the ice of that Aaron. Aaron's going to have to hold it around the outside. Pine though is going to have the better traction, we'd imagine. Aaron's managed to hold it for the time being though. Pine there tries the undercut, tries to switch back on the inside. He's not managed at the moment. It's becoming very, very wet all of a sudden again. Pine is coming back into this 5-6 car train here for P3 at this point in time. Pine is going to have the extra grip. Aaron, massive twitch. Pine's going to be alongside. There he goes. Pine's up to P5. He's got back past one of them. It's coming back to Pine here at this point in time. He's going to have Pagani shortly and Ross, you would imagine, up to P3. Look how much the times have slowed down. 8 seconds that last lap slower than the previous lap. Oh, Pine are getting a big moment though as well. Oh, Aaron's, oh! it's like they're rallying around the corners. Absolutely crazy. Oh, Pine! He's drifting around the corner. Well, the way they're managing to keep this on the track. That's Pagani going down the inside there. Pine having a look as well. Pine down the inside of Ross. It looks like he might have this done up to P4. He does indeed. Pine moving up again. The top two are away and gone though. They're miles clear. They're in a different race at this point in time. It is very much wet conditions now. I would actually say it's as wet as it got at the end of quali at the moment.
Yeah, now the advantage that they've got in the car is that they can check what the weather radar's doing.
We've no idea.
We've got no idea.
Not a clue, we are guessing.
So Tom's carrying on.
Pine having a look down the inside of Pagani. Brave, oh he's managed it. He's just so much extra grip at this moment.
Yep, so is that now going to enable Pine to close in on the front two?
Let's have a little look. I mean, that lap there, 2 minute 3.4, he was quicker by a second over Witchell.
He was quicker than Witchell by a second, bearing in mind he was trying to get by
a lot of
the guys in front. So now he's got some clear track in front of him. And can he put the tyre advantage to use now?
SPY has pitted and is putting on the wet tyres. So SPY has come into the pits, fitted the wet tyres. Now Callum is right over the back of Aaron and Ross. Ross looks like he's really struggling at this point in time.
Oh, Pagani deep into the hairpin.
Pine is closed half a second on Witchell and Tom on this lap. So it does look like it is wet tyres at the moment. I mean, even from looking at the track, you can probably tell it's wet tyres. It looks very, very treacherous at this moment in time. Ross is really struggling. Aaron is looking to get past with Callum in the background. He's all over the shot. Aaron down the inside, and in the background you've got Graham down the inside as well. Aaron up to P5. Graham trying to get past Callum, but it looks like Callum has managed to hold on for the time being.
But watching everything else that's going on, I completely missed Graham catching onto the back of this pack.
Yeah, he's done well. He's caught right onto the back of it. Oh, and Pine is rapidly closing in on Witchell.
Witchell very sideways through this final sector.
It's coming towards Witchell at this point in time. I mean, Tom is 11.6 seconds clear. And lap 7 At this pace, he genuinely could lap the field by the end. Lap at least a few of them by the end at this point in time. He's 45 seconds clear at the back of the field. That is ridiculous. We're only on lap 8. How is he finding so much extra pace compared to other people? Oh, Pagani! He's off! Air broke himself. Into the first corner. Looks like he might lose a place to Aaron. He is going to lose a place to Aaron. And background, Callum is going past Ross, possibly. Ross has managed to hold out, though. Then you've got Gray in the background. Will's closing in a little bit. And then comes Biggles. So T-Smith, 12.7 seconds clear of Witchell. Pine is losing time still to Tom, but he's gaining on Witchell significantly. Then comes Aaron now, who's got Pagani behind him now. Ross. Then comes Callum. Will's had a dodgy lap. Graham's had a moment. He's down in P9. So what has happened to Graham? A moment somewhere on this lap. .8 seconds now between Witchell and Pine. Pagani has got Callum all over. Ross has lost out. He's lost 2 seconds, so he's had a moment again.
Interestingly, Pine is catching Witchell, but the gap between Pine and Tom is staying about the same. If not, it's
growing a bit, isn't it?
It grows out a little bit, and then it's this final sector where Pine seems to reel it back in a little bit. But it's hanging around that 20-second mark.
I must say, this Callum lad looks quick. He's holding his own here. And he's right on the back of Pagani. .9 seconds now. Last time around, he's 2 seconds quicker a lap, Pine, at the moment.
Graham's gone for the pit lane.
Oh, is he fitting wets? I wonder. He must be fitting wets. Have a look. What's Graham on? He's going on to the wet tyres. Another one bailed out.
I wouldn't see you pitting otherwise.
Yeah, he's bailed out again. That's another one. Bailed out of these intermediate tyres. I mean, the wets are definitely quicker at this point in time, but the inters are surviving. Currently. Callum having a moment there. Ross has got back in the swing of things. I must say, standout on the intermediates, with the exception of Tom, obviously. Will is flying at the moment. He's lapping multiple seconds quicker than everyone around him. Look how much he's closing into the back of Callum and Ross. He's gained nearly a second in the last few corners. He's flying along. Oh. I wonder what Will can do here. Can he get past a few of these? 4.8 seconds. 4.5 now. I think we might have a change for P2 coming in a lap or two's time if this rain keeps up the way it is. Pagani is really struggling at this point in time. He's got Callum and Ross now right behind him, and Will is on his way, and he's going to be with them in a lap's time at this rate. Captain Chubbs is on the back of Biggles, so teammates beside each other. Then there's Lee, SBY, and Graham is back on the wet tyres. Ross is right on the back of Callum. Into turn one. Oh, Aaron's off. Never even noticed it.
Well, where's he gone? There he is.
He's had a moment, oh, it looks like he's at broken down turn 1. I never saw him, I was too busy looking at the battles. Oh, he's nearly round again there. Aaron's had a moment. I was actually about to say it, there's been a lack of offs, I was going to say. And fortunately for Aaron, he's come a cropper there at turn 1, which seems to be catching a few people out. Pagani caught out as well. He never lost too much because of it. He lost a few seconds, never lost any places. Will's been very... Look at Will's last 3 laps. 2 minute 3.6s. Very, very consistent lap times. Pagani's managed to find some time on this lap. So, what's happening? Oh, there we go. Look at the battle for P2 now. 2.6 seconds. His teammate getting ever closer. Still lapping nearly 2 seconds a lap quicker.
He's managed to break away from Callum and Ross a little this lap.
Yeah, he has. But rain is staying very stationary at this point in time. It's not going anywhere, I've noticed. Like it looks like it's bordering on... Oh, Callum's off. It was on the inside at the main straight. So it looks like he's just had a massive moment.
Pine's lost some time to Witchell. He was out wide at turn 1.
Oh, so even on those wet tyres.
Wasn't off completely, he just sort of dipped the left hand side of his car into the gravel, but it's cost him
Ross!
a second.
Oh, Ross is very wide. And Will's on his tail. He just went very, very wide at that corner, and that has allowed Will to be right behind him now. Oh, it's just... It genuinely looks like it looks bordering on uncontrollable at times, these cars. And this. I mean, I know this is Group 2 cars, and we've got Group 3 cars, which are a bit easier. But this is making me very, very nervous.
Yeah, Marley in the chat's brought up a point about the false feedback through anyone with a wheel is going to be killing them. I'm just anticipating that for our race.
Yeah, so am I. I might turn it down a bit. Don't think I'm going to be able to handle. Oh, Witchell, he is...
Huge twitch for Witchell.
That was massive, that.
Twitchell.
Yes, Twitchell. Pagani's got a massive gap behind now. To Ross and Will. I mean, he's now a minute clear, Tom, of Graham. I mean, to be in the lead by 20 seconds by lap 12 is quite something.
This is like T. Smith of old.
Oh, Will's past Ross. Ross is off. He's round the wrong way.
Yeah, he's putting the wrong way, pit entry.
That's the second in 2 laps. After Callum. This has cost Ross a lot more though than what cost Callum. There we go, another one bites the dust. It looks like the last corner in turn 1. I'll do big 2 spots. Yeah,
Pine's arrived on the back of Witchell.
He's all over him. Witchell is... Oh, that Witchell looks... I don't know how Witchell's not spanned. The amount of times I've gone on Bowman and he is beyond sideways.
Been like watching Pagani, but everyone's doing it this week.
Yeah. Oh, he's very wide. Is he letting him by? Is he going to let him by? It would... I think, to be honest, it would make sense just to let him go because he's that much quicker. They're just holding each other. He'll just hold Pine up, so I think it's better just let him go. They're teammates as well, so they're on different tyres. I wonder if he'll just let him go on this straight the next time around. Oh. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it cars twitch as much as this on a stream. What is going to happen here? Coming around the final few corners, which will very, very wide. Mitchell looks like he's staying in front. Doesn't look like he's.
Yeah, Mitchell took a lot of curb on that final corner, almost straight lined it.
It looked very aggressive, didn't it? I mean, I don't think I'd be that ambitious in the wet. Oh, Mitchell!
Oh, another big twitch.
That might be it.
All the way to the inside.
There we go.
Yep, that's it.
That's easily done for Pine. Never even had to do anything. So there we go. Change for P2.
Pagani's pulled out 8.5 seconds over Will, who's got Aaron coming at him from.
Yeah.
Aaron recovering from his earlier off.
Pagani is at the moment the quickest man on track, except from Tom, obviously. I mean, can we just admire Tom's lap times?
Do we have
from lap 6 to lap 12? 2-minute ones every single lap. Now, for the first time in a long time, Witcho's back past Pine, and this might be what I'm about to say. For the first time in many, many laps, it is now changed from wets to inters by the look of it. It appears that has now transitioned back to intermediates, which might explain why Witchell all of a sudden has got back past Pine. But Pagani is rapid at this moment in time. He is very, very quick.
I'm just looking, I don't know at what point it's going to become a factor, but I'm just looking at the fuel burn on some of these guys. Callum has a lot of fuel compared to the guys.
Yeah, how has he got that much? I mean, I know you can save a bit, but my god.
Yeah, most of them are down to half a tank, whereas...
Do you think it might be maybe running a higher fuel mix to help with traction?
I am wondering if he's running a different mix just to help, yeah, like you say, with power down.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting tactic. I mean, he's doing alright.
I mean, Pagani's done the Pagani thing and saved more than the guys around him as well.
But yeah, it's interesting. That might be a good shout. I mean, it's got very, very significantly drier over the last lap or two. The line has appeared again.
Yeah, it dries out very quickly when it does.
It's dropped a full bar basically, hasn't it, in the last lap?
In a lap, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean...
And
the times.
Mitchell's pulled a second.
If you look at the times as well, Tom, which is the best marker we have in terms of consistency, is 3 seconds quicker on the last lap. So yeah, it is very much drying out very, very quickly at this point in time, and to me it looks like the rain is stopped completely. Pine is now 8/10 purple through that sector. Now Tom, what is his lap time going to be? I would actually say that we are not, if it keeps up like this, we're going to be a couple of laps away from dries at this point in time if it keeps drying like this. Because there's no rain falling at all. And I did say around about halfway might be when we go to dries. And we are... I mean, look at it's bone dry in that line now, near enough.
49 flat that lap from Tom.
I mean, what do you think? Lap or two is fine for dries, possibly? Looks very, very dry line now.
Yeah, so is this the point of the race now where we've got the random event?
Yeah, it does look like it's drying out. Unless all of a sudden, I mean, there is 2 random events, so I mean, it could go back to rain, but I think most likely it will be dry from now on in. So it's going to be a matter of when, not if, we go to dries. And I would suggest we are a lap away.
Oh, Biggles has gone round. I just caught the end of it. To be fair to him, he's managed to get it to point the right way, and he's not lost too much. It could have been a lot worse.
Callum, pitied. Is he going on to dry tyres? He needs to watch though, as you say, that pit lane is soaking still.
That pit exit is going, there's a few of them in, Ross is in, Graham's in.
It's going to be dries. I'd say the end of the lap. It is
There we
soft
go.
tyres. It's dry tyres.
Just watch the pit exit. There he goes.
Oh, he's round. He's 360'd it.
He's 360'd it.
Ross, is he going to be? No, he's much more careful.
Ross was very tentative
Pedestrian.
out the pit lane.
So is Graham, to be honest. He's a bit more squirming, but pedestrian.
Right.
Right, dry tyres it is. It's well dry now, isn't it? You can look at the line. It's bone dry on that line now.
Yeah, where's Tom on track? He's just coming through the final corner now, so is our race leader going to dive left?
You would expect to see
no,
him.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's carrying on. He's purple though, 46.5.
I mean, the thing is, he's got a 20-second gap. He's got time to play with.
Now,
he doesn't need to react straight away.
Watch. Well, who was the first on softs there? Callum. Let's have a look at Callum. Let's see if he gets on. I'm expecting after this outlap, after this outlap, he's going to go purple through sector 1, and then that's a good indication that it is very much dry.
I was going to suggest I think Pine's going to come in because
he's in.
The wet's going to suffer more in this condition than the Inter is.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to overheat, won't it?
Yep.
Yes, it's not. I mean, it's beyond the bottom line now, so we are in dries. It looks like.
Pagani's in.
Away from the curbs, it looks bone dry.
Panda and Chubbs carry on.
Right, Callum is our benchmark. He's on his outlap. He is coming round now to the. Oh, someone's round! Oh, I could see it in the background and hear the spinning.
Yeah, he just dipped into that wet line on the slick tyre and round
puts in a good point. Can the softs go all the way to the end? Doubt it. 16 laps? That's pushing it, isn't it? SPY. Oh, Callum's round! Oh, I was about to say this is the.
That's a big off.
I was about to say this is the indication.
And Sean's dropped it out of the pit lane.
Is it dry? It looks dry, but then.
That's the thing. It's dry if you keep it on the dry bit.
Yeah, I mean, I would avoid the curbs at all costs. I think the curbs are still soaking.
Now, Pagani's gone medium.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I spotted that just before he went off. Now, it's a good point that Pete makes. I don't think softs can go all the way. Our leader is in. Now, he's a good marker as well. What's he going to pit onto? There's still a few on intermediates. Captain Chubbs as well.
Biggles is still on the intermediate. He's just been rounded up by Pine. He's now got Pagani looking for a way by, but Pagani doesn't want to go too far offline.
He's so much quicker, isn't he? At the moment, Pagani, he's flying along. And you can tell it.
Just look at the time he's lost to Pine.
Oh, Tom's off! Tom's off! Oh, he's back up. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, Tom's gone medium too. So, Tom and Pagani, you suggest, are definitely going to the end.
Oh.
They've topped up their fuel to.
Wetchell's round! Wetchell's at the road doing it!
They're all dropping it out the pits.
For every, I think nearly enough, all of them have dropped it out of the pits.
Well, Aaron will be the next one.
Oh, this is like a comedy watching this. Right, Aaron. Don't bin it. Don't bin it.
Oh!
I was just going.
It tried.
Oh, this is the best laugh I've had in commentary ever. This is hilarious. I mean, in that process, T. Smith has actually matched the same time as Witchell, because Witchell also spanned, but Pine is now 1.5 seconds behind. Then Pagani is as well. This is honestly, this is crazy. It's fantastic.
Oh, Aaron's off.
He's off. Oh.
Yeah, just ran out into the wet bit and at least didn't loop it.
I've just noticed that Aaron's helmet and suit looks absolutely petrifying.
Oh, big off for Chubbs.
Oh, yeah, he's
gone a long way off.
He's off. Oh, someone else is off. Oh, SPY. He's reversing back on the track. Yeah. The big thing is here, you need to avoid the curbs at all costs, because the curbs are still soaking. So I think anytime you're taking a little bit of curb or going tiny bit offline, that's when they spin. Now this is very interesting.
Times ahead of Witchell.
Yeah, I do not think that those soft tyres are getting to the end. Just looking at them, I think there's a reason a few of them are put on mediums. Just looking at Pine's tyre wear after a couple of laps, it doesn't look like they're going to last that amount of time. But who knows? I might be wrong. Well, times are going to get quicker and quicker for the next few laps. Witchell looks like he's struggling at this point.
Witchell's not enjoying this at the moment.
Which is interesting. We don't usually see Witchell getting a bit flustered, do we? Or a bit struggling much. So this is an interesting situation for him. Lee was one of the only ones.
He's off.
Oh! I managed to just switch to Lee at the wrong time there.
Yep, he got a bit wide through that long left-hander.
Here comes Lee as well. He's just behind him now. Lee, because I think he's one of the only ones that hasn't spun, and he's also massively under-fueled compared to the rest. Now he's going to have to pit again and come in for another set of tyres and fuel, no doubt about it. So he's going for 2 sets of softs. Yeah,
I would suggest that Lee just didn't bother putting any fuel in the car whatsoever. He's just taken tyres.
Yeah. So he's going for another set of softs. Now the sky is brightening up. It looks like Pine's off. He went wide. Pagani is going to be just about through, you would think. He's going to have slipstream now. Graham, he's very slow on the inside there. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah,
Graham's off again.
He's trying to get the car going on the wet surface, and the tyre just isn't biting to it.
I'm going to have nightmares about our GT2 race after this. This is just I don't know words. Why does Aaron hate us so much to do this to us? Well, Pine is still P2, Pagani P3, Witchell. Some unlike Witchell mistakes happening. Since he's pitted on soft tyres, he has lost 14 seconds to Tom.
Well, Aaron's had an off at the end of the first sector, which has allowed Callum past.
There we go. Lee Cole is rapid at this point in time. He's got a bit less fuel, and he's 8 tenths purple. He's wide though. I'm giving him the commentator's curse.
Speaking of commentators' curses, I'm blaming you for all of these offs that we're having now, because not 10 minutes ago you said we're having a lot of offs tonight. Well, they're all coming now.
Yes. Apologies, everyone. I mean, the good thing about this is it is now nearly sunny. I think it's getting sunny. This is it. It's going to be dry to the rest of the end of the race. There is going to be no more rain, so it will continue to dry out, meaning there will be less and less, hopefully, spins. Lee is offline again. You can't be offline. He was going very, very quickly, Lee, and I would say he was bordering on being one of the quickest of the field. Witchell is all of a sudden found the time. 38.6 last time around. So he is purple. Enjoying himself again. Marley saying just wait for the last 5 laps, that will chuck it down again. Yeah, I doubt it, but you never know. I mean, I've given a lot of commentators curses already this evening, so you never know. Well, Graham's back facing the right way. So that is, we have now, the back 2 have been lapped now. Biggles and Graham. I mean, I still can't believe Tom's span and is still 26 seconds clear. Now, these soft tyres that people have pitted, not a chance that they get into the end of the race. If you look at Callum's, for example, already, and Lee's, I mean, we know Lee's having to pay anyway for fuel, but like Witches, for example, there's no way they're getting to the end of the race.
Yeah, well, look at Witchell's. Go forward a place to Pine.
Well, yeah, there's just it's impossible. So, there are more pit stops to come, and I would suggest that Pagani is in P2 here. Because Pine and Witcher are going to have to pit again. So, Pagani is in P2 at this point in time. And you're going to have Pine and Witcher coming back at him on fresh softs at the end of the race, you would imagine. Because he shouldn't have to pit, he shouldn't have to do any fuel. So
now, I'm assuming that Tom's calculated his fuel to get him to the end, although he has got a lot less than Pagani has, who is on the same strategy.
Interesting. Significantly less, I would suggest. And Pagani's good on fuel, so
I mean, what do you reckon that difference is worth in terms of laps? Lap and a half?
yeah, right about, yeah. Only a lap and a half, yeah. Right about. I mean, I'm expecting Pine to be pitting in the next lap or two. Because those tyres don't look pretty, and the thing is round here, a lot of times tyre wear doesn't have a huge effect in this game, but round here I'd imagine it probably does, because there's a lot of corners. So
yeah, they're long radius and sort of medium speed, so there's a lot of scrubbing going on the outside front tyre.
Well, he is actually still going faster than his best, but in fairness it's still drying out, so the curbs and all that will be continuing to dry it, because they're, I think, the only part that's still damp, I would suggest. Yeah, everyone's last lap's purple or blue.
Yeah, everyone's pretty well spaced out as well at the moment.
Yeah, it's one of the things of the wet weeks. Eventually it does become like that, because obviously there's, as we've seen when they pit to dry tyres, there's a lot more spinning and things, so they do become sort of spread out as you go on. Fairness, so the battle for P2 is still very interesting at this point in time. So Lee, he'll need to win the next lap or two because there's fuel, not for tyres as much, but Pine, I'd imagine. I mean, when did he pit? Lap 16?
Yeah, he was one of the first to pit, wasn't he? Because he had to come off the wets, which he was burning up.
So this is only Pine's 6th lap, I believe, isn't it? 17, well, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So, I mean, he's going to have to get to lap 24 then, you would imagine, wouldn't you? Or lap 23 at least, to pit. So he's going to have to go another lap.
Well, he's only pitted a lap earlier than Witchell did.
Yeah, I mean, his tyres look considerably worse than anyone else in the field. He's going for one more lap at least. And Witchell is flying. Last time around, he was 2 seconds quicker than Pagani. Bearing in mind, Pagani is on medium, so different strategies, but Witchell is flying along, and Witchell will need to pit again, so he's going to have a comeback to do here against Pagani. And unless Pagani has a moment, I would suggest that Pagani is going to be taking P2 here. Can't see them gaining that much time. Aaron's had a very dodgy lap, 44.4, which is allowed Ross, who was 4 seconds quicker last time around, to gain significantly. He's now 1.7 seconds behind.
I mean, Callum's being a lot kinder to his soft tyres than the other guys are, but I still don't know that he's going to get them all the way to the flag from here.
Highly doubt it. He seems like a very competitive driver though, doesn't he? Looks
he does,
quick,
yeah.
Quick, good on fuel, excellent on tyres. One to watch, I would suggest, for the rest of the season. Oh, there's a little break as well. Remember to like the stream for us.
Like it, lick it, love it.
I mean, please don't lick the like button.
We all lick the like button.
I mean, what you do in your spare time is entirely up to you. I don't judge.
I think you do. Which was going to make his move on Pagani here.
Yes, it's very straightforward looking, isn't it?
And Pagani's not putting up any defence because he knows he's on a different strategy.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, Witchell is rapid at this point in time. I mean, oh, look at Pine's tyres. Oh my. I mean, that car is understeering like a boat. That does not look pretty, does it? I mean, Witchell's gained half a second in 2 corners.
Yeah, well, 10 laps ago it was a boat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he's managed to destroy his tyres that much. That's quite impressive.
But I've just been watching the gap between Pine and Tom for this sort of half a lap, and Tom's stretched it out nearly 6/10 so far.
Yeah, I mean, that car looks very understeery at the moment. It looks like he's turning the steering wheel, like trying to get it to turn in. It's just not going. He's missing apexes left, right, and centre. I mean, look at the gap now. He's gained 1.5 seconds in a sector alone.
Well, even Witchell behind, he's taken 3/4 of a second out of him in this last handful of corners.
Well, I did say
so.
Pine was going to be in around about lap 24 because he pitted lap 16, so 8 laps each stint. Now, Witch was carrying on, he's going to go for another lap because his times are competitive still. But,
Lee may be in this lap.
Will Witch will be ruined going onto those soft tyres? I mean, SBY said it very early on in the chat, that, no SBY, Peatman said it very early on in the chat that can the sauce get to the end? And as soon as he said that, I thought, probably not. I can't imagine them getting 16 laps out of soft tyres. Highly unlikely. And that's turned out to be the case here. So, Pine definitely.
I'm going to be honest, I'm concerned about Tom's fuel.
So am I. Do you think he's under the illusion that he knows he has to come in now? So he's just using it up a bit?
Maybe, I mean,
maybe it's just me, but I can't.
He'll probably know or have an inkling that he's got half a minute back to Pagani on the same strategy, so if he needs to come in for a splash,
like, cause I'm looking at
it's not going to be the end of the world for him.
I'm looking at that logically. There's no way that's getting 7 laps. Not a chance. I mean, he's less than a quarter tank. There's literally no chance unless he puts it in fuel mix 4 or 5. But I mean, they're going to be too slow. You might as well just pit. I mean, has he got enough gap to Pagani? You would think, just about.
31 seconds to Pagani, you'd think. I mean, I wouldn't imagine he'll. I don't imagine he'll need to take the tyre. He may just be in for a splash and back out again, but.
So Witchell pits for another set of softs. Now he's going to come out round about Pine.
I'm wondering if Pagani's going to be in for a set of tyres. Look at that. Look at his tyre wear compared to Tom's.
Yeah, this race isn't over, is it? There's some dilemmas coming in. Lee's in as well, so that's the 2-stop gang in for the 2-stop dry tyres. Is there clouds? Marley just said, "Look at the clouds." He's scaring me. Is there dark clouds?
I've just gone in car with Witchell, and there are some very dark clouds
there is.
on the horizon.
God. No, we're not going to have 5 laps of rain, are we? It's not happening, is it? It can't.
Marley called it. Marley's been doing his rain dance.
It has got dark all of a sudden, hasn't it? No. I mean, it would save Tom and his fuel sort of.
Tom's in.
Oh, he's in.
He's done it now. He's pulled the trigger.
Yeah, so he had to. He had it under fuel. Now, Pagani, let's go on. Let's see the gap. He's coming round. He has got a long time. He is actually changing cars as well. and he is filling up now as well. And Pagani is coming round, and Tom is going to be out.
Tom's gone
plenty
soft.
of time. He's got a country mile still, hasn't he?
Pagani's stayed left. Pagani's in.
He's gone for tyres. He couldn't manage to get them to the end.
So, I imagine Pagani's going to go to the soft tyre here as well.
Yeah. Now it does look awfully dark all of a sudden. I mean, I'm on board with Pine, and it looks very cloudy. I'm nervous for them at this point in time. I mean, what do you think? We're getting some rain? I mean, they all know though. That's the thing with the radar. Whereas we've not got a Scooby.
We've got no clue.
So we're in the
Pine
dark.
and Witchell have got ahead of Pagani while he's been in the pits.
This is like watching commentary in F1 and Crofty and Karun Chandok not knowing where the rain's coming. This is just not liking it.
Callum's pitted at some point.
There's a lot more pit stops than I thought. Aaron might struggle to get those to the end. That looks very worn, I think it's fair to say. But then, you would think logically, if they knew rain was coming, they wouldn't have pitted. Like Tom, for example, would have held out a lap or two until it gets wet. Do you know what I mean? Like, because he would have managed another lap or two. Same with Pagani. He wouldn't have. There's no way Pagani would have pitted if he knew there was rain coming. Maybe it's just cloud cover.
I mean, looking at the sort of second half of the lap where Witchell and Pagani are now, it looks a bit brighter.
Maybe I think it's just dark clouds more than rain.
I just wonder, you know, the way that the track dried up so quickly. I wonder if the rain comes and goes as quick as that on the radar.
Possibly. So maybe they don't really know until. I mean, it looks awfully dark over the main straight. It looks incredibly dull. It looks like we're nearly racing in dusk, to be honest. But I mean, Witchell's right behind Pine now. I mean, look at Witchell's just set 37.6 and he's purple through the first sector. He's flying along. Pagani's back out in the softs as well. Then Aaron, who's having to hold out from Callum, but Callum is on a charge. 38.6 last time around on his new tyres. And then we've got Lee Call as well. For some reason, he's pitted and put on mediums. And that's an interesting decision. Why is he put on?
He has.
He did run one set of softs, didn't he? As he thought he couldn't run another set of softs, but I don't believe that's a rule in the wet week.
I don't.
That's not a rule in the wet week, is it?
Well, for Pine and Witchell's sake, you'd hope not, because they've gone double soft.
I don't believe that's a rule because I don't think. Oh, there's the yellow flag. Where's the yellow flag for? Oh, it's disappeared anyway. Whatever it was for. Right, there might be a change for P2 coming here. They're coming round the final corner now. And Witchell right on the back of Pine here. Witchell in the slipstream of Pine in towards turn one. Witchell on there on the outside. I think Pine just gave him the place there, being teammates. I don't think there was any fighting whatsoever there, was there? That was more like, on you go.
Oh, Lee's gone off in the final sector.
Oh, where is he? I can't even see him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's gone that far off, you'll have to wait for the camera to find him, but yeah, I heard the tyre squeal. And Chubbs rounds him up.
We've got Lap Balak Racing said he loves this track but hates fuel saving. I mean, I think this is very much a love-hate track. Some people love it, some people absolutely despise this track. Well, Lee's going to have a recovery here, see if he can get past. Back past Captain Chubbs. Captain Chubbs is very worn tyres though. He's still got a decent chunk. Look at Aaron, he's got Callum all over the back of him and his tyres are absolutely shot. I mean, are we going to Is Aaron getting to the end on that tyre and fuel?
I mean, he'll give it a go by his own admission. He's not one for fuel or tyre saving.
I mean, oh, hello, Fatty. In the chat now. I mean, he's got less than everyone else, I would say. Callum's passed. Aaron's not even defended that. I don't think there's any point. I am nervous for his sake, I'll be honest.
What's the gap to Chubbs? 14 seconds.
I mean, the way that tyre looks, I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to come down considerably, even though Captain Chubbs' tyres aren't pretty either. But if he's going to have to fuel save as much as I imagine he's going to have to, he's going to lose a ton of time. T. Smith has retook the fastest lap of the race by 0.04 of a second from Witchell last time around. So that was close between the top two guys. Pagani's only a 10 further back as well, to be honest. So what a debut from Callum though. P5 on your debut week in wet week. Aaron's tyres now fully red. To be fair, he is managing to keep that gap relatively steady behind. Ross is not far away from Wilt down at the back. Aaron's in the red already, and he's still got 2.5 laps to go. Lee's very low on fuel as well. I'm very nervous for quite a few of them. T. Smith is red as well, but he's only got a lap and a bit to go. But Aaron's still got 2 laps basically. Just over 2 laps. How are you feeling about your teammates' fuel situation? Si, are you nervous?
I'm chewing my fingers.
I mean, he's just set a 43.5, so that would suggest he's fuel saving quite significantly. That's 2.5 seconds slower than he was. And he's now Captain Chubbs has gained 2.5 seconds, and I mean, Captain Chubbs' tyres aren't exactly pretty either. So, Aaron is fuel saving. Is that fuel getting him 2 laps? Good luck with that. I've got Tom coming round for the final lap. I think it's fair to say it's been a domination this race, hasn't it? From T. Smith.
Yeah, that's probably the word for it. He's just been on a different level tonight. As I say, it's been T. Smith of old, where he'd do things in these long races, and you think, well, how's he managed to get that far ahead?
It wasn't the fuel though; it was the tyres. He's not lost too much. He's lost 3 seconds. So it's not the end of the world, but his fuel is nearly out and he's got a lap left. Now, T. Smith is coming up to the last sector. He's in the last sector now, and he has only 6 or 7 corners to go until he takes...
Pagani has caught Pine, and look at Pine's tyres.
Oh, I mean, oh yeah. Once again, we knew that happened last time, didn't we, at the end of his stint? So we need to keep an eye on this. T. Smith is coming round for the last few corners. Pagani is going to try and get past Pine in the last sector here. T. Smith is coming round the final corner, and he is going to take a very well-deserved P1. Witchell is going to take P2, but it's the battle behind. Pagani is all over the back of Pine. He's going to try and get the cut back here. Pagani.
Yeah, he's trying different lines, just trying to set him up. He's
He's
got
nearly
a sniff.
there. Pine defends. Pagani's all over the back of him. Pagani.
He's almost pushing him round this corner.
He's in the slipstream. It's not going to be enough though, is it?
The line comes up quick.
Oh, he's not going to manage it. Whitchel takes P2, Pine P3. Pagani just couldn't get past P4 for him. Callum's coming around now. He's going to be next across the line. And he is going to take...
Aaron's got a sip of fuel left in the tank.
Well, Callum's going to come across the line for an excellent debut. P5 for him. Aaron is fuel saving and fuel saving some more. So Callum comes across the line. What a race for him. P5 on his debut. Aaron's coming across the line. He has near enough no fuel left, but he's gonna
He's got nothing left. The bar's gone, but he's gonna make it.
How has he made that? P6 for Aaron. Chubbs P7. Lee takes P8. Then comes well for P9. Ross is going to take P10. He was up there at the start, but he struggled during the middle part of the race. He made a bit of a mistake. SBY, bit of a torrid night for him. P11. Biggles P12. And then P13. I couldn't actually remember who was P13. Graham P13. Yeah, he had a bit of a... He didn't enjoy the wet week.
To be fair.
He did not enjoy the wet week. For some people absolutely despise it, and I think that was what can be said for SBY and Graham there. SBY and Graham are usually right up there in the mid pack, up towards the top end, and they've both not really enjoyed this evening. Same with Ross as well. So one of those nights. Some people like it, some people don't. But there we go. That is your result for the wet week. So yeah, what a race that was. That was quite something. Right, so that concludes our action this evening. T. Smith takes what is a very, very dominant victory in the end up. Very well done to him. Right, that is all for your endurance week. Back to sprint week. You've got GT3 on Wednesday with Road Atlanta. You've got GT2 that's round
Watkins Glen.
I can't remember the name of it again. And GT1, I can't actually remember where GT1 are. I'm sure someone told me. But it will be a sprint week, whatever. So it'll be 3 races again, back next week, back to 5-minute quali. And then you'll have 1 more week of the Drivers' Championship. That goes towards the Team Championship as well. That'll be your endurance week. And that's the wet week for GT2. And then you have the final week, which is just for the Team Championship, which is going to be around Spa to decide the overall Team Championship winners. So you've got 3 more weeks of racing. So do join us for all of those. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a lovely evening.